Hello and welcome back from myself and Miss Opal over here. Say hi, Opal. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angelina. Sorry, putting the cat down. For anybody who does not know me yet. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I dermaplane my own skin. So before I get started with the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I do realize there is a ton of skincare content on YouTube. That being said, I want to mention that you need to be careful who you're taking your skincare advice from. Why? Because a lot of people on YouTube are skincare enthusiasts and not necessarily licensed in the field. That is really awesome that there are so many people that are looking into different types of things to do for your skin and trying to share it with you and really giving themselves more knowledge about different products and different treatments. But somebody that goes to school and has the hands-on experience and passes all of their state board exams might be a little bit better at giving you advice. Everyone's skin is different, so you need to be very careful with what you're listening to. I've been in the field for a little over 4 years now. I am a licensed esthetician and I can't talk. And I have my medical laser license, so I've got a little bit more background, so I'd like to think you can trust me. I think I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's jump right in. Today I'm going to be showing you dermaplaning. So dermaplaning is extremely popular. If you don't know what it is already, it is an exfoliation that uses a surgical blade in order to glide on the skin, and it's going to get any dead skin and peach fuzz off of the surface. This is what the piece looks like. So this is a blade that's attached to the hand piece here. It is non-sterile. There's a big box that they come in. Looks like this. There's a ton of blades on the inside, so you can switch them out when they get dull and do multiple treatments. So the first thing I usually hear from someone when I'm talking to them about dermaplaning is, "You're shaving my face? I don't want to shave my face. I don't want the hair to grow in any faster or thicker." This is a myth. This has been something that's been circulating for years and years and years. Don't know why, but it was proven that shaving does not cause your hair to grow in any faster. What you are seeing, so hair generally is tapered towards the end, right? So it's a little thicker when it comes out of the follicle, and then towards the bottom of it is at a point. When you're shaving the hair, you're kind of slicing it off at the root. So that's going to make it look more blunt when it grows in. So when it comes in, you're gonna feel like it's thicker and it's gonna look like it's thicker, but as it grows out, it's going to grow back into that normal tapered hair that you had before. The only way that you're going to see quicker growth is if you're pulling the hair out at the root. So tweezing and waxing is actually causing a little bit of trauma to the hair follicle. When you're removing a hair at the follicle like that, the blood is going to rush to the area as if it's an injury, and then it will cause the hair to grow in a lot faster. So don't get confused with that. I know I thought that for a while too, but that was all cleared up when I went to school, and I've actually seen that it's true. So hair growth also is determined mainly by genetics and hormones. So you can't really change those two unless you're going through a hormonal change, which can definitely contribute a lot to the hair. People that go through thyroid issues or someone that has PCOS may already understand why. So before you're doing your dermaplaning treatments, I'm gonna say, be careful. If you can, please go to an esthetician to have them do this for you. It can be a little tricky. I personally cut myself on my chin every single time. It happens. This area is kind of hard to get around because of the curves and the way that the chin is. Also around the lip, I'll sometimes cut myself there. Not fun, but they're very tiny little cuts considering the blade is so small. Before you do the treatment, make sure your skin is cleansed, of course. Make sure you have all of your makeup removed. And after the treatment, you're going to want to put on something very soothing, and you want to avoid heat, anything that's going to invigorate the skin. Before we actually start the dermaplaning, you're going to want to make your skin as dry as possible. I've seen people use an oil and use that instead, but the way I was trained is to make the skin very dry, and I kind of prefer it because I feel like it's easier to actually cut yourself when your skin has oil on it. So what I'm going to use is just a witch hazel here. It has no alcohol in it, and it's going to dry my skin. You want to use an astringent, really, that's going to draw out any extra oil. So you can use a cotton round, or I just like to use these 4x4s, and I'm just going to apply a little bit onto the pads and then press it into my skin to make sure that my skin is as dry as I can get it here. So just a little bit here. All right. This has rose water in it, so it actually smells really nicely. I just took a shower, so my skin is already cleansed. So of course, make sure you're not wearing any makeup. Your skin is nice and clean, so you have a nice surface to work on. Okay. And then dermaplaning, you really don't necessarily need to do the forehead unless you feel like you need it. I don't usually get too much hair on my forehead, and the exfoliation isn't as necessary. I'd rather just focus on my face. I don't know about you, but most women that I see that I dermaplane will get the little hairs here on the sideburns more, or around the chin and the lip, of course. That's also another thing we can thank hormones for. Personally, me, like, I'll notice it when I'm driving, you know, because the light is so good, and you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, like, I've got whiskers going on here. Yes, I do laser myself, but I don't laser my face as often because of sun exposure, and I'm worried about hyperpigmentation. So I love dermaplaning my face. It's awesome. So like I showed you before, this is my dermaplaning tool, and you're just basically going to glide in like a feather motion on your skin. So I'm gonna try and do this close up so you can see, but basically my skin here, like I have some hair here on the side, a little bit here on my cheek. Sometimes I get a little hair on the sides of my chin, but most of that's gone from the laser. And then it's also going to, of course, take all the dead skin. So when I'm doing this on a guest that's laying in my chair, I will, of course, have their hair tied back, and I'll have gloves on because you want to keep the area as clean as possible because your pores are going to be more open. And then you need to have like a 4x4 or a little towel so you can wipe the blade on and get all the extra dead skin and hair. You'll see it at the end of the treatment how much actually comes off, and it's awesome. It's so satisfying. It's almost like doing extractions and you see all that crap coming out of your skin. Like, same concept with the dermaplaning. It's really, really satisfying. Let's do it. So where I'm going to start, I'm going to really focus on my temples here and then work my way down. And generally you want to do an upward motion while you're dermaplaning. So I'm going to be looking behind the camera in the mirror for the most part. So I hope you can see it. But you'll see here, like along the sides is where you really get a lot of that dead skin and peach fuzz. So I'm going to start just along here. You want to hold the skin very tight so it's stretched out and you're not going to cut yourself, of course. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to start gently, feather-like glide. I don't know if you can see, the hair is already starting to build up here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take this, wipe it onto here. So can you see that? I already got that much off of this little part here. So my skin is a little more sensitive, so I'm going to get red, you'll see. See that? I'll show you at the end all the stuff that I get off. So you see I'm kind of doing like an outward motion. I get a little bit of the side of my nose, but you don't necessarily have to go on the whole nose because it can get a little tricky with all the different curves. Okay, can you see that? I don't know if you can. I'm just gonna keep going. All right. You can also do a second pass afterwards. Just go look at your skin a little closer and see if you missed anything. And then I'm also going to change this blade. Oh yeah, look at that. You can't see it, but. Oh no, I dropped it. Okay, I still got it. Eee. Yeah, so far so good. It's such a great feeling knowing that you're getting rid of all this. And your skin is so soft after. So it's just very gentle glides. You're holding this at kind of like a 90-degree angle. You'll know it when it's at the right angle because you'll feel it on your skin and you'll hear it. Yay! Feeling nice. I'm gonna do my lip. Be very gentle around the lip. This area, of course, we've got the little divots. Same thing with the chin. This is where I always cut myself, like right on the end of my chin here. So be very gentle and go slow when you're around your mouth. Okay, so at this point, I've done like a little more than half of my face and I can feel the blade starting to get a little bit dull. You'll notice when it doesn't feel like you're getting as much and you might have to press a little harder. You don't want to do that because that's a little too much on the skin. You don't need to press hard with the blade. It should be nice and sharp. So once you start to feel it getting dull, then pop it off. I'm gonna try and show you. You kind of lift the corner here and then just take it off like that. These really are meant to be disposed in a sharps container. If you don't have one, just be very careful where you're throwing it out. Also, for the people that take your garbage out, I'm sure they don't want to get stabbed with this, so throw it out in a safe spot. All right, and then I'm gonna add my new blade here. So I have my pack open. So I'll mention now while I'm changing this blade, if you have any inflamed acne or open lesions or your skin is very sensitive, I would avoid dermaplaning. It's not for everyone, but a lot of people are good candidates for it. So sometimes you can even do a little patch test like on the corner of their skin and see how they react, but I don't know if you can see that I'm getting a little bit red here. I always do, I just have very sensitive skin. So I have my new blade now and I'm going to continue. The left side I do a little differently because I'm extremely right-handed. So I'm gonna just work my way here. Careful around the eyes, you don't need to get too close. The skin around the eyes is extremely delicate. I'll tell you, this is much easier to do to somebody else. Look at that. Also, depending on your ethnicity, some people get more hair growth than others. So it might be a little more satisfying someone that is Hispanic, or me, I am very Italian. So I usually get a decent amount off my face. Yee. Can you see that lighting right there? My skin is starting to feel a little bit tender. That is normal for me. If you have more sensitive skin, you might experience this as well. It will definitely go away, but I will show you. I like to use something very calming afterwards. And when I'm doing a facial on someone, I'll make sure to use very calming ingredients: vitamin C, vitamin E, green tea, chamomile, anything you can do to calm the skin. You don't want to invigorate it afterwards. Even sometimes extractions can be a little much afterwards. So if you were to do them, you might want to do it separate from dermaplaning. So I've got my chin already. I'm just gonna go finish this bottom part here. See all the little hairs that keep coming off? And then underneath here too is a good, like, look at all that I just got. Yes. Whoops, it's flying away. You see how I'm just doing very gentle feather-like motions. You don't want to press too hard. See, I got a little cut right here, right here. I told you, always on the chin. It's not a big deal. Like, it's just a tiny little sliver. And I already have a pimple right here, so it'll just blend in. No big deal. But that's why I'm saying be careful, and you might want to not do this yourself. Go to an esthetician, come see me. If you live near West Palm Beach, I would love to do this for you. It's like one of my favorite things ever. All right, so at this point, I'm just gonna feel my skin and see if I missed anything big. Oh, you can also do, I don't love to do my forehead like I mentioned, but in between your eyebrows. Again, be careful. You don't want to chop them off. Just a little bit on the forehead here. And then I actually really need to do my eyebrows, so I apologize. All right, I'm gonna do a little more right here. You just go back over and get the parts you missed. Okay, let's see, how does it feel? Oh, it's so smooth. I love it. I've actually gone like 2 months now, 2 months without doing this, so it's, it's a little more than it normally would be. And yeah, so I think I'm good. I'm happy with my results. You, of course, can do another pass if you'd like, but considering my skin is a little irritated right now, I'm not going to, and I don't feel like I need to. So I'll show you the final result here, hopefully without it flying away. Look at that. Oh my God. Dropped it. That's okay. I'll clean it up later. Yeah, I still have some on here. So I'm just gonna throw this away and never look at it again. Boop. But you can see how satisfying that is, right? Like, wow, all that stuff just came off my face. So afterwards, you want to avoid anything that's going to irritate your skin. Avoid heat for the rest of the day. I personally wouldn't put on makeup after the treatment because your skin is a little open and it's going to be more sensitive. If you do this in the afternoon or during the day, definitely apply an SPF to your skin afterwards. I am doing this more towards the end of the day, so I'm going to do a little bit of a calming serum and a vitamin C and E oil. So this is my sensitive oil that I have with CBD in it, super calming. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of this first, just a little bit. Calm my skin. Oh, that feels great. And then I'll apply some to my forehead too. And you can feel how smooth your skin is when you're applying a product. And the product is really gonna penetrate nicely. Okay, and now I'm going to do my vitamin C and E hydrating complex. Any type of serum that you want to use is totally fine. Just make sure it's gentle. Down the neck. Beautiful. Oh, my skin is smooth. My products are soaking right in. You can feel me, like I feel my skin drinking it up. Awesome. Beautiful. So, like I said, be careful if you're gonna do this on your own. I wouldn't recommend it at first. Go to an esthetician or take a dermaplaning class if you want to. A lot of skin institutes will have classes to show you how to do it. A lot of times they will give you the tools as well. I got mine off of Amazon. There's dermaplaning kits. And then there's also those little like dermaplaning, like, it's like a handheld automatic thing you can use. I'm not too sure about those. Again, they're not medical grade. They might be too harsh for you. So be careful when you're experimenting with things. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to tell you. No, yeah, I think I'm happy. So enjoy your week. Love you guys. And thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back next Monday with some more content for you.